All right. I will see you in about an hour.
All right.
Before we commence our talk today, I would like to talk about next week. Please, if you so wish, bring any questions you would like to ask, spiritual questions. Bring them into the group, and there will be an opportunity to talk about as many as we can cover in that time. For those which are listening to the recording, please send your question to Brandon and not to the medium. Otherwise, you think the medium may research or reflect on your question. We will also bring other personalities next week. So ask whatever you wish. So let us continue. This series of talks have all been pointing you back to the connection through to spirit. If you are so inclined, then they are the same set of steps that you would take for your connection through to your God. Which we have asked you to come back into the realization of your true self by bringing yourself to stillness and to clarity, to understand. And we will continue this topic after the healing, explaining why some people receive some difficulties in their progression. But the truth is, you are already as pure as the diamond, but are performing at times nearer to the charcoal. The diamond is within you. Spirit is there. You are still your spiritual self, no matter how hard you may try not to be. You are the purity of form, manifested from the formless. You have picked up your dust, covered yourselves in the mud of life, but underneath it you are still the diamond. You are purity. Yeah. I believe we have some names on the healing list, Brandon.
Yes, we do. Ariel, Ed, Teresa, Kaylee and Eileen, Anna Mitsakis, Craig and Chantal Slavin, Guy and Helen Bevilacqua, Teresa, Charlotte and Aura, Pia, Sonia, Ayla, Jetta Gordon, Loretta Caputo, Lorna, Jane, Peggy, Robin, and Kate. Thank you.
Healing begins by, or at the stage of your very thought or desire to give healing. The circle becomes complete when the name is mentioned and the intention is given. So if you have any more names, please add them on each week. So let us carry on. You could say that there are two types of people in the world. Those that follow their head and those that follow their heart. Perhaps in truth, there's a thin sliver of a third type which have brought the two together. Those that follow their head reason, and they think and they calculate. They often discuss too much. And they seek answers in knowledge and in data, in information. They want to know what is happening, how it is happening, when it will happen. And of course, there is never full satisfaction for these people, as there is always more to learn, always greater depths to dive into. But they follow the path. And they follow the path of knowledge, thinking a little bit more knowledge will take me to my destination. And of course, that intrinsically gets tied up with the request for potentially for money, for fame, and for a lifetime of being richly rewarded because of their mind. Even those on a spiritual path who do not seek the fame and fortune, but if they are mind-based, seek constantly to know answers. The mind, of course, brings fear, it brings doubt, brings a myriad of emotions, which all seek to muddy the diamond. Now, the heart-based person is one that trusts what is being said and follows it without any thought. But never really knowing what they are doing or which way they are going. They follow their feelings. They follow the path of least resistance. But when confronted with a head-based person, a mind-based, a rational-based, then of course they were very quickly back down because they have no logical or little logic that they can argue with. They are in the confusion, but they fumble around in their dark. At times they may seem to go further than the head-based person along their spiritual path. Which one are you? Are you head or are you heart? Of course, you are generally a combination of the two to some degree, but you will have one which is dominant. Is the head person more advanced than the heart, or the heart more than the head? Let me explain through a story. Two men were walking along a road. One was head-based, one was heart-based. So the heart-based person just listened to the words of the head and never argued. And as they're walking along, their head-based person is talking away. And they soon come across a plant, a pumpkin plant, with many beautiful pumpkins. And not long after, a mango tree with many beautiful mangoes. And the rational person said, that pumpkin tree, a pumpkin plant, and that mango tree, isn't God silly? Why give such a small plant such big fruit, and such a big tree such small fruit? It is illogical. It does not fit. Would it not be better for the strength of the tree to carry the heaviness of the pumpkin? And the fineness of the plant to carry the mangoes? And of course, the heart-based person just accepted what he was saying, could offer no solution or no answer to the problem. And the two men wandered along their way. Later in the day, it is time for them to return, and the sun is hot. So they sit underneath the mango tree and just rest in the shade for a while. And a mango falls from the tree and hits the rational person on top of the head. And he turns towards the heart person and says, I now understand why. Because if that was a pumpkin, I would not be here any longer. You see, in the truth of your spiritual path, you must bring head and heart together. It is not to be run with either, but with both. You cannot have unity with spirit if you only use your head or your heart. You cannot enjoy the full connection if you are constantly working out what is spirit, how do they work, what color are they, where do they exist, where did they come from, where will they go? And you cannot find spirit if you only use your heart. You must take a step beyond the feeling, the beauty of the sensation. A heart-based person may experience all the experiences, the joys of spirit, but will never come to know them. So it is the bringing together of head and heart in equal measure, that you may step forward. And this will bring you to the door of spirit. There are many whose spiritual path began with a single teaching. And of course, there are many that began with an experience, a feeling. You could say that these talks, the words, the messages, appease to the desire for knowledge of the head. But they are also meant to appeal to the heart. Fact without heart is dry. And heart without fact is directionless. So bring head and heart jointly into your spiritual day. Do not be satisfied with one or the other. Let the logic allow your heart to be open and bring the heart into all that is logical. And feel the benefit of knowledge expressed truly. The teaching of the great masters was given as knowledge, but it required of the heart. All the teaching was ever bringing the heart into the words and the actions. So let me tell you another story. A man who was destined to become a great spiritual teacher in his youth went to see Ramakrishna, who was considered a saint for that day. And this man was very head-based and had very little consideration. His heart was as cold as stone. And he walked straight up to Ramakrishna without any recognition and says, "Have you seen God?" And Ramakrishna says, "Yes, I have seen God." "Can you show him to me?" "Yes, I can show him to you." After then, the man became the chela, the disciple of Ramakrishna. And one day Ramakrishna says to the man, "Come with me," and takes him down to the river to bathe. And Ramakrishna swims in the water and washes himself in the fresh water. And then the man does the same. Ramakrishna pounces on the man and pushes him underwater. And no matter the struggle, Ramakrishna holds him underwater until finally letting him go. And the man says, "You nearly killed me." But Ramakrishna says, if you want to meet God, you must desire him like you desired your breath when you were underwater. Now, this was the act of opening a cold heart. Perhaps a little dramatic, but sometimes the drama is needed to open a cold heart. So in a talk, perhaps only a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned to the group that was there that at this current time, there are many people which are feeling blocked and hindered for their progress. Some are being tested to see if they desire the outcome, and some are being blocked so they do not go down the wrong path. Those which are being tested to see if they really desire a spiritual path are being asked to open their heart. The block is not coming from spirit, but coming from within their mind, as they may take a step or must take a step from beyond the knowledge of the mind to open the heart to bring two together. It is the bringing of the two which then means the future steps can take place. It is asking for surrender. Surrender to from what is known to bring in what is felt, so that one step after another can start to be taken once more. There are some people, of course, that will never take the heart-opening step. Yet if they look at their life, their time of their highest joy is when their heart is open. Not when they know as much as they can know about a topic. There is limited satisfaction there. So if you are finding your blockage, your resistance, first see if you are clear. Are you whole? Are you one? Is your heart ready? Is your mind bright but open? And then you will see the steps that must be taken. You do not need to know why a small plant has a pumpkin and a big tree has a mango. But you can recognize that this is in fact the case. So there are many which are planning a new spiritual direction or path. Some taking steps forward, others branching off in a new way. Learn enough to allow your heart to open. Love enough so that your knowledge can be felt to be true. Give to others so that you can feel the benefit of love within your being. Try reading a book with your heart and not your mind. If it is a spiritual book, all the better. And this brings the head and the heart together. And then you will feel the joy and connection of spirit just there, right there, just there in front of you, or within you, or around you. And then you can take the further steps into embodying that truth, that knowledge, that bliss into your conscious state. Now, of course, this talk sounds like it is a joining just of the human and the spirit. But is that not appropriate for the development of all your mediumship modalities, all your spiritual work? Is it not true that the head and the heart must be partners? Is it not true that those which are feeling resistance are needing balance? But the head-based people will need to know why first, and then resist until they surrender. If you were purely a mind-based person, a rational person, let us say 90% rational and 10% heart, just for random numbers. As you began your spiritual path, you must understand it and you must work it out and you must find out who it works and why it works and how it works. But there will come a time where you meet a dead end, maybe many dead ends. So the rational person then has a choice to give up because there is no truth within the heart, they believe. their next choice is to find another path within this spiritual direction they think they must walk, only to find another dead end. And then they try the act of surrendering. And they let go a little. They say, I will do what you tell me. When they let go just a little, and maybe a crack in the wall appears, but no more than that. And maybe they get a message from another mind to say, try this. And they try it. And it may work very slightly. It is only when they say, it is thy will, not my will. It is only when you say, it is thy will, not my will, that the true step beyond head and heart will take place. So as you begin your new steps in life, whatever they may be, or you practice new techniques and new skills, allow a little satisfaction for your mind. And allow an opening of your heart. And this is why, and you may not know, and my medium does not totally understand this either. This is why Spirit Talk says, brightening minds and opening hearts. A little inspiration that I may claim myself. So be aware yourself in your day. And see which you are working from. Be aware. Watch. There is no need to change with this exercise. Just watch. And see if you are working with your head or your heart. Rather simple exercise to try. Just watch. And observe the person you are in that moment. And keep watching throughout your day. And you will see where that takes you. I repeat one more time. Whatever activity you wish to take, the head and the heart must be equal partners with you. For the diamond to be clear. God bless you all. Until next week, bring your questions.